What's up, handy homeowners? It's Brandon McGee, your favorite home improvement expert, and we got another email question in to brandonmcgee.tv. And the question is, what is the best, cheapest flooring for my basement? So I looked around and I searched all over the stores, and I found you guys the best solution. Now this stuff is called VCT Tile, and what VCT stands for is Vinyl Composite Tile. This stuff's really cheap. Now this in particular one is 70 cents a tile, and then they also get as cheap as 66 cents a tile. And the great news is there's about 45 that comes in a box, so a box is only about $30, and it's super easy to work with. I mean, like, if you have a utility knife, you can cut and snap this stuff with a breeze. So for today's project, you're gonna need some flooring for your floor, and then it's a good idea to just take your measurements. Now this area is going to be 9 by 15, so we needed 3 boxes because there's 45 tiles per box. And then also you're going to need a tape measure, pencil, and then also you'll need a 3/16 V trowel. This will make applying your adhesive a lot easier. And the adhesive I'll be using today is a Henry 430 commercial VCT tile glue. And then this little container covers about 220 square feet, depending on how porous your floor is. So today I'm going to show you how quick and easy this tile is to install. Alright, I find it's really helpful if you start with your first wall. So this is an exterior wall, so the reason I'm starting with an exterior wall is because I know this wall is straight and square. So the key thing to remember with the VCT tile is, you can come really close here, you can see how I get my texture is, every other one rotates its direction. So as you can see, this one goes this way, and then this one goes that way, and vice versa. So this gives you a really cool texture, and it will help really give your floor a nice solid look. Because sometimes, if you run them all the same way, you'll be able to see all the weird imperfections. But if you turn them sideways, it gives everything a uniform look. And I also like to stay about 1/4 inch away from the wall, so that way you have room for an expansion and contraction. And the great thing about these VCT tile is if you have a drain in your floor, you can actually take a heat gun to these, so that way they will go with the slope of the drain, so that way you'll have nice water drainage without affecting your drain. All right, and also what I'm looking for when I set my first tile is, I'm looking to see where my last tile is gonna end, to see if I should run a split tile on each side. So I'm just pre-figuring out the layout because this is the most important row, because everything else afterwards will just go off of this row. So I like how everything is, and then all my cut pieces will be on that side. So that way, I only have to cut the tile once instead of cutting twice to do both sides. So to make it a lot easier, just stick with full tile in your main area. Alrighty, so after you got your floor all cleaned and scraped all your high spots off, I'm just gonna head and I'm gonna get my glue ready. So the floor's been mopped and cleaned, so that way none of the dirt particles will stop the glue from working its adhesion properties. So all I'm gonna do is just dip my edge of my trowel with the notch in, and then you're just gonna wanna work one row at a time. Careful, this stuff is pretty messy. And the key is you don't wanna put it on too heavy, or else the glue will pop out the seams of your tile. So what I like to do is just lay it on, and then afterwards clean it up. Okay, we're gonna start with our first tile, and then I'm gonna give it about 1/4 inch away from each wall. That way it gives us enough room for expansion and contraction. And then also you're gonna wanna make sure your edges is square off your wall, so that way one side's not wider than the other. I got this guy pushed in, so you just want to roll your finger around the edge, everything pushed down smooth, and then I like to just give it a little twist with my hand. And then my next one, I'm going to rotate it so the pattern goes the opposite direction. And then afterwards, you're going to want to line up the points, make sure everything's nice. I like to put my finger down the middle and get the two seams to match up, and do the same thing on the edge. What I like about this tile is how fast you can really get everything done. And then we'll just repeat up and down. But next I'll show you how to cut one of these tile. Alright, so the tile I need is going to be 6 inches. So what I like to do is just take my tape measure, mark my 6-inch line, and then also I like to mark the other side. Now there's 2 ways you can get your straight edge. You can use a 2-foot level, because my 1 foot's not big enough, or a contractor tip I'll show you, is you just take your tape measure and then you just use one edge and then line it up. And then you got yourself a straight edge. Now I'll show you why this tile's so sweet. Here's my utility knife. All you're gonna do is just apply light pressure and you're gonna wanna follow your line. And the good thing about this stuff is you only have to score it once. So after you get it scored, all you're gonna do is apply some pressure in the middle, and then it's all cut and ready to go. Totally easy and super easy to work with. All right, look at that floor. It is all done. So after it's dried for 24 hours, I'm gonna show you the final step with this VCT tile. And the final step is you're gonna wanna seal this flooring. And once you seal this floor, it'll actually give it a nice sweet wax look, and it will be super easy to clean up any spills or messes you may get on it. So you can pick this up at Lowe's or Home Depot. And what you're gonna need to finish your floor is you're gonna need step 2, and this is a stain resistant floor sealer. So you're gonna wanna apply 2 coats of this stuff on the floor. It doesn't take long, it only takes about 10-15 minutes to dry. And you're gonna wanna use one of these microfiber floor Swiffers, which I find is really sweet. So all you're gonna do is fill up a spray bottle with the step 2 first, and then you can just spray it on the floor, and then just wipe it in, and you just want to have everything to have a nice uniform look. And then after that's dried, you're going to want to do 4 coats of the wet look floor polish, and then this stuff covers quite a bit. It's about 2,000 square feet per gallon, and then this is going to give you your floor this really nice look that I have here because I've already sealed it. So I hope this video helps you on your floor tiling adventure. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I put out weekly videos to teach you guys how to be a handy homeowner. And also don't forget to send your home questions to contact@brandonmcgee.tv, and then maybe I'll create a video just for your project. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time on The Handy Home.